Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE Smackdown Live on March the 21st, 2017. And yeah, the AJ Styles Shane McMahon match has taken very a lot of prominence in this show, and you definitely saw it throughout the entire thing. They didn't do what they did last week with the whole Shane McMahon cutting to the back in the middle of the main event match or something in that sense, like they did the week before. But they definitely had a lot of focus around AJ Styles and Shane McMahon this week. They started off the show with AJ Styles coming backstage with Daniel Bryan. You know, he's looking for Shane and everything in that sense. Daniel says he's not there yet, doesn't agree with the aspect of, AJ still being here, but, Shane's wanting this, so, he's going to go ahead and... So obviously Styles is not fired. Apparently he's back re-signed with the company, re-signed with SmackDown and everything in that sense, which might take away the whole rumored thing of him going to Raw after WrestleMania. I don't know what's going to end up happening with that side of everything. But AJ Styles says he was going to do the exact same thing he did the week before, which was go out to the ring, tell everybody how he felt, and then he's going to go to the parking lot and meet Shane McMahon out there and beat him up again. So that's what AJ Styles does. He does that. He goes out there, says he's not sorry, everything in that sense. He was kind of pretty good heel promo though in this one, and basically says he's going to the parking lot and everything in that sense. And usually what was it? With this aspect of everything, like, they took a while to get to the first match tonight. There was not a lot of quote-unquote match time, though. We had two really good matches and then a couple really short ones to go along with it. But you had after this, you had again backstage segment. Apparently, Daniel Bryan's talking with Shane. It's like, okay, I completely support you 100% with what you're gonna do here, because I guess he's and he was talking about the whole aspect of AJ Styles is gonna be in the parking lot waiting for you again. Like, he's forewarning Shane this time around that he was going to do this. It says he was going to support. He liked the idea and he was going to support everything that Shane did here. He gets interrupted by Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is like comes back there. It's like, is Dean Ambrose? He basically asked him, like, so is Ambrose accepted the challenge for WrestleMania? He's like, no, I haven't heard from Ambrose in weeks. It's like, oh, so I must have the night off. I'm going to go to the blackjack tables. Nah, your luck's changed. And Daniel Bryan even goes like, you know what? If this was any other day, I might have allowed you to do that. But no, I don't feel that. I don't feel that way today. So I'm going to put you in a match with Randy Orton. I'm like, okay. So you have a match with Baron Corbin and Randy Orton later on the night. Up next, though, you had American Alpha versus the Usos for the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles. This was a really good match. These two teams worked a really fast-paced and a really good tag team match between both sides here. Like, this is something, like, the crowd was getting into it, even though, like, I've liked the Usos work as heels, but as heels when they've been able to get that TV time, but American Alpha on main roster hasn't fully done it for them because they don't really let them do much of anything other than have matches. They don't let them try to talk. They don't even do the whole Ready, Willing, and Gable thing like they do down in NXT in that sense. Like, they kind of ex-nayed that completely with them. But the crowd was still able to get into this match in that sense of everything because of how good it ended up being in the end. I wish they would allow more time to build up on their tag team side because, again, you got the Usos and American Alpha go out there and put on a stellar match. And, yeah, granted, the other tag teams on SmackDown are not as good by any stretch of the imagination. Matter of fact, they're probably, like, you have American Alpha and the Usos are around the same level, and then you have everyone else way down here. That's how it basically goes. The Usos go over in the end with after they had gotten rid of Chad Gable over the barricade, Jason Jordan was about to go into the ring, gets caught. One of the Usos grabs his leg and pulls him onto the rope, basically low blowing him with the rope, and then gets caught with a super kick to finish the match. Like I said, just great match here. You had a couple good teases in the end, like the typical super kick, big splash spot from the Usos that only garnered the 2 instead of the 3 like it typically does. And you just had a couple of really good like teases about the victory for both sides in this match. It was a really enjoyable match to watch, and it was a good way of going with everything. Up next, you had a Luke Harper promo, and this promo was basically like him almost trying to tell Randy, he's like, you have no idea what you've done. You've turned what was a good man into an extremely evil man. Even though, like to Luke Harper, like Bray Wyatt's always been a good man and everything. And it's like he's completely changed by what you've done in every sense of the word. It's like and basically kind of playing off the whole aspect that he's the only one that truly knows how to finish him off, or something in that sense. At least that's how I felt from it. And he challenges and gets, or he doesn't challenge. He says next week it'll be me and Bray inside of the ring. So teasing for next week with Bray Wyatt going up against Luke Harper. I like this promo. I like the style of promos that they have for Luke Harper. He's just like in a dingy, dimly lit area with like the little light bulbs all over the place, and he just like flicks one here and there. He's got a good promo style, and I like where they go with everything. Up next, you have the whole aspect that Miz and Maurice say that they have gotten unseen footage from Total Bellas, which they called. They even changed the graphic on there. It's like total bullshit. With obviously the curse word being expletive out inside of there, but it was a really well done impersonation. I enjoyed it. I got a few chuckles out of it as well. It was like both segments that they had for this aspect of Miz and Maurice, like Maurice imitating both the Bella Twins, and obviously Miz doing John Cena. Just the aspect of Miz basically playing Cena up as like a completely robotic, and it's like, you broke a rule, you broke a rule, you broke a rule, you broke a Cena house rule, no! Type thing. And obviously doing the over dramatized everything of like a reality show, whenever it seems like they were going to play it up as Cena was going to ask Nikki to marry him, or in that sense. Good impersonation. I enjoyed both of these segments, and apparently they're going to have more next week, so I don't know if that's going to play off of overdoing it or something in that sense. But I thought it came off really well this week, and we'll see what they come up with next week. Up next was Baron Corbin versus Randy Orton. Again, another really good match. Another really good match from both of these guys out there. And nothing like to write home about in the terms of the Orton Bray Wyatt side of everything on this one. But the aspect was more towards the end. When it looks like Baron Corbin has a chance to go in for the victory, Dean Ambrose appears. Now this is a little bit weird, because the announcers continually just played off of what was in the ring, like what was on their monitors, though the fans are clearly looking at Dean Ambrose on a forklift, and it just hadn't been shown on camera yet at that point. I like the aspect that Dean Ambrose doesn't cut like a long-winded promo to distract Bray Wyatt, or not Bray Wyatt, but Baron Corbin. He basically just says like, "Hey Baron, you busy?" And it's like, and then RKO. Good match in every sense of the word. You have Dean Ambrose. He comes down afterwards. He cuts a quick promo on Baron Corbin about what he did and like what he's gotten himself into. Says he accepts the match, and then lays him out with the dirty deeds and ends the segment. I like this segment, and I've been liking the stuff with Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose. It should be an interesting match. I feel like they honestly should make this like a no DQ match or something like that at WrestleMania, because it feels that type of blood feud between the two of them at this point in time. Up next after that, though, was a backstage promo from Randy Orton. I like the aspect is, like, you know, from Renee comes in and asks him, like, so how do you feel after, like, everything Bray Wyatt had said from the week before? It's like, you know, I have no idea how I'm going to get rid of this guy. I've tried everything. I thought that was going to work, and it didn't work because Bray Wyatt apparently comes out stronger in the end. And as this is going on, the lights start flickering around the room, and Renee's like, "I'm out." Renee's the "I'm out" moment, and then when the lights come back on, Randy Orton is surrounded by a bunch of people, basically dressed up as Eric Rowan, but obviously not being Eric Rowan. He gets beaten down, put up against the wall, and then you have Bray Wyatt come in and, like, he's doing this little. He has this weird thing that, like, weird, like, wand, almost wand type thing with has like a giant X on it in every sense of the word. I don't know what they're. It almost looked like it came from a game show or something in that sense. But he basically does a little ritual and kneels in front of Orton, and, you know, in no other words, like, just in the creepy way that he continually talks. He was cutting a good promo here. It's just hard for me to remember word for word what he was saying. Basically saying he was stronger than ever after what he did, and, you know, like, you exposed my one fatal flaw, but it didn't weaken me. It made me stronger. It's good stuff. It depends on how they decide to depict everything at WrestleMania. Like, if he, like, falls prey to one RKO, then this is kind of all for nothing, in that sense. But in the time and right here, right now, this was very creepily done and good. I liked what they did here. I liked what they did inside of the inside of this segment backstage. Up next, you had Fandango going up against John Cena. Yeah, that's right. They had this match. Now, granted, I am completely happy with the aspect of them doing this match off of the heels of what they did on WWE.com with the whole Southpaw Regional Wrestling segments that they had done on there. And they make a bunch of references to it during this match, especially with Fandango being Cheddarfield and everything in that sense. This match was rather short. You also had Tyler Breeze dressed up as Nikki Bella, and he was and Fandango called him Breezy Bella. Yeah. This basically ends with Tyler Breeze was getting in the ring to try to help out Fandango. Nikki gets it because Nikki comes out as well. Nikki comes into the ring and spears Tyler Breeze, like, sending everything flying, like everything flying. It was pretty hilarious, and they played up a lot of stuff afterwards. And then they put both of their finishers in AA from Cena, the Rack Attack 2.0 from Nikki, and then they both put an STF on into the match. Not a bad segment here. Again, I kind of like this one because I watched all of the whole Southpaw Regional Wrestling stuff that they had done. They've been kind of playing on, and they made a good chunk of references off of that to go along with it. So I ended up enjoying this segment probably a little bit more than what I should have, because it was a rather short match to go along with everything, and really did nothing towards the whole Ms. Maurice and Nikki Bella John Cena match, outside of the stuff that they were doing with like separately in general. But this one really did nothing to progress storyline or anything in that sense. Up next, though, was Fandango, or not, I just said that. I just went through that match. I'm going through my notes here, and I just read the exact same notes that I was about to. Was Becky Lynch going up against Carmella. You had Natalya out on commentary. This match did not last long at all, because Natalya's got into the ring to end the match really quickly to try to get a little bit of revenge on Carmella for what she did the week before to both Becky Lynch and Natalya. This eventually brings out Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. They basically big brawl, and Alexa Bliss stands tall in the end. Yeah, just a big brawl for this one. And I like the aspect that they're continually playing off as like, Daniel Bryan hasn't even told us what kind of match this is yet. He just said all available female superstars will be in this match for SmackDown, or like all available SmackDown live female superstars will be in this match. So that still plays off an aspect of Naomi in some way, shape, or form could be in the match. Eva Marie could still be in the match. And there's been rumor of, though I highly doubt it, of Asuka coming up for the match, because apparently she might be going to SmackDown Live whenever she goes to the main roster. I think Kelly, and there's like one other person, or potentially Summer Rae as well, for this one. So they still haven't even made a full announcement. It's like, what match is this, and everything in that sense. It was kind of the one area. It's like, it was done rather quick, and like, we gotta get this done. We gotta do this in some way, shape, or form. But I do like the aspect of the commentary playing off of everything. It's like, what kind of match is this gonna be? Is this gonna be a one fall match? Is this gonna be a gauntlet match? Is this gonna be a battle royal? What are they gonna do here? So who knows? And we're gonna see who ends out also showing up in there, because you got to assume there's gonna be at least one more person in there, because they're playing it off as there's gonna be more than just the 5 people inside of this match, in general. So this brings us to the main event portion of the show. Because throughout the last segment of the show, basically, throughout the night, you see AJ Styles, out in the parking lot waiting for Shane McMahon, and he basically pulls a fast one on him, because Renee Young goes out there to interview AJ Styles, and he sees a car pulling up, so it's like, nope, interview over. He's gonna go hide. The 3 guys that were there just standing there. It's like, we're not gonna do anything. The people get out of the car. It ends up being Heath Slater and Rhino, and you get this aspect of AJ Styles like, I've just been had, haven't I? Because that was what they were playing storyline wise beforehand. It's like, okay, he's gonna bring a few people in there, and he's gonna go in a different area. Though you don't see Shane actually enter the arena in any way, shape, or form. Shane McMahon does come out afterwards, and Renee Young goes back up to AJ Styles, like, because he calls out AJ Styles. Renee goes back up to him and is like, Shane McMahon's waiting for you in the ring. And that's when you get the full aspect. It's like, damn it, I've just been had. He's already there. AJ Styles was gonna, AJ Styles does come out, and it's like, he's gonna apologize to Shane and everything in that sense, assuming that you're gonna, play off the aspect. It's like, I'm gonna get in this ring, I'm gonna apologize and shake your hand, and then he was gonna punch him. No. They don't even go to that full aspect, because Shane wasn't falling for it. They start the big brawl, and they fight throughout the entire ringside area. What was it? Styles suplexes Shane into the barricade, but he also gets backdropped onto top of the not on top of the announce table, but on top of like the little cover for the announce table, and gets propped up on the announce table for the Shane McMahon diving elbow, and puts him through the table to end the show. I like this final segment. I like the aspect of Shane not even believing Styles in any way, shape, or form when he was going to go out there and try to apologize. Like, no, we're just going to fight. We're just going to go, in that sense of everything. And it does play off the whole aspect. I missed the portion at the beginning where, Bryan says to Styles, like, Shane's not like other McMahons, where they would try to find ways of just ruining your life. No, he's going to sit here and just fight. He's just going to fight you. In that sense of everything, and that's what they played off of here. This was actually quite well done, though. Again, I would prefer AJ Styles to have a different match at WrestleMania. What they've been doing with AJ Styles and Shane McMahon's program has been good, and I'm not gonna deny that. in any way. And I feel like they could do something with this show, with this particular match in general. And we'll see what they end up doing with this one. I think it could still be good in the end, though. I would still prefer a different match for AJ Styles in some way, shape, or form. But what they've been doing is rather good. So overall, I actually liked SmackDown this week. I thought it came off rather well. Good storytelling. You got two quality matches, two really good quality matches in there, and everything. And they're still leaving this whole mystery with the SmackDown Women's title as well, to like what kind of matches it's going to be. So you're leaving a little bit of mystery going into the final week of WrestleMania, at least on that side. The whole aspect of Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, I liked what they did this week. It's just going to be on what do they do with the Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton stuff next week, and how does the Mania match go as well. Like I said, if it ends with just one RKO, it's like everything they've kind of done is just like an all for naught type thing. But if they do something in there where like Orton has to struggle throughout that entire match just to beat Bray at this stronger state, would be a good way of going, at least to me, and I think a lot of people as well. That is how it would end up going. But overall, this week's SmackDown was a rather good show, rather enjoyable, and I liked what they ended up doing for the most part this week. So with that being said, everybody, that is my review for SmackDown Live. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.